This is an instructional video for how to pin and cut for the Create Your Own sewing project. So I'm going to be readjusting my camera so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, so like I drew on the board, my project is the little ladybug. I am going to be creating this, so my back stitch is going to be the mouth and the stripes on the center. My buttons are going to be all the dots, and my applique is actually going to be the body of my ladybug along with the little eyes. So I am going to be starting by cutting this out with my paper scissors. So I don't need to cut through both layers of my paper. I have two pieces of paper here. I just need to cut through one, and I'm cutting around the entire thing, even though I'm going to visually be thinking of this as the ladybug's head and the ladybug's body. In order to get my background piece, I want it to be one solid, continuous piece of paper for my template, and then also whenever it comes to my fabric, I want just one piece of that. That out of my way. Here is my ladybug. So like I just said, I'm going to be starting off with black felt. For those of you that are in the classroom, you guys will get to use one piece of felt, one large piece of felt total, and then the rest of your colors will have to come from the scrap bucket. Those of you that are working from home, you have the ability to work with whatever fabric that you have available to you. So okay, there we go. So in order to get my front and my back, I don't need to cut around this twice. I can actually fold my fabric in half. So I only have to cut one time. In the words of one of my old bosses, work smarter, not harder. Then I'm going to take my ladybug and put it on top, make sure it fits on all the sides. And I'm going to be taking pins, and I'm going to be pinning my fabric down. So I'm actually going to stab through all three layers, so 2 layers of felt, 1 layer of fabric, and then it's going to come back up through. So it went down and then came back out over here. I'm going to do this in several different places to make sure that I'm not going to have my project move around too much on me. Sorry, little ladybug, I'm stabbing you in the head. And then we'll do one more over here. Then I am good to go. So I'm going to take my fabric scissors this time, and I'm going to cut as close to the paper as I can. If I hit the paper a little bit, it's okay, but my goal is to stay just beside the paper. Off. I wish there was a way I could speed this up and still have it be accurate. All right, here we go. Last cut. Now I can take all of my pins out, put them safely back in my pin container. Whoops. And then when I take this off, I have 2 perfectly matching ladybug fabrics. Now I will be taking my paper scissors again, and this is going to sound awful, I'm going to cut my ladybug's head off because I want the body to be a different color. So bye-bye ladybug head. I don't need those right now. So I am going to grab red fabric and be right back. So I got this piece. Is this piece big enough? I only need this and one, so there we go. That works great. I am going to pin this down now because my ladybug's body is actually my applique piece, like I had said before. So we're going to pin this down. I'm going to grab my fabric scissors again. And I'm going to cut around the ladybug's body. Alright, here we go, last one. Alright, so now I'm going to unpin that again. I am personally just going to take note of where the head was connected. So I'm just going to stick a pin in here. That way I remember what side the top is so that they line up exactly how I want it to be. So this red's going to get put right on top of that. So there's my applique, and then my buttons will end up going on there as well. So that is how to pin and cut for the Create Your Own project. Obviously, if you're making something else, it's going to look a little bit different, but that is along the same lines for how to set this all up.